Hi, it's Shona. I'm not here for index card advice today. I'm here for something bigger. I have been thinking about, I have on my wall in my bedroom, I have a piece of artwork that my mother sent me that has an E.B. White quote on it. And the quote, I can't get it exactly right. It's something like, I rise in the morning torn between a desire to save the world and to savor it. And this makes it hard to plan the day. And I'm here today to talk about the conclusion or the resolution of that tension that I've come to. And of course, like all conclusions, it's temporary because the story's not over yet. But the conclusion I've got is that the best way to reconcile those two is to allow yourself to deeply savor, to deeply appreciate, because that kind of love is what causes us to that replenishes us enough to get up and do the work again the next day. And what we love, we preserve. And what we love, particularly selflessly and for its own sake. So if we love our children as an extension of ourselves and we only love them conditionally and we don't love them for themselves, we can be very hard on them. If we love our plants only when they're well behaved, we may not properly care for them. The plants is kind of a joke, but this is my sage plant. He's a little out of control, but he's very lovely. And they're kind of pets. But the conclusion, again, I use the word lightly, is that the key to a sustainable future is living into a deeply fulfilling life. That an enormous fraction of all of the consumption in our world comes because we are trying to fill holes and gaps that are properly met by connection and love and meaning and purpose and ecstasy. And because we don't have those things, we fill them with other non-nourishing junk equivalents or things that were substitutes, not equivalents, that don't actually meet the need. And if we had lives of deep meaning and fulfillment, we wouldn't need to consume so much. We wouldn't get trapped in layers upon layers of what are effectively what I call entropy management, that is designed to show our status and our power in the system. If we could go directly towards what we genuinely needed, what genuinely would provide us with fulfillment and flourishing, we wouldn't need so much material to feel secure and safe and represented, and whatever the feelings are that we get from our material wealth. And it's not even the feelings, like we genuinely attain status through material wealth. There's some wonderful analysis. I think Tracy McMillan does this really, like, she says you wear the right clothes because that gives you access to the right positions of power. And so we understand that the power dynamic things we're doing are to attain something, but we need to collectively, if we want the world to be a better place, figure out more direct, less energy intensive and materially intensive ways of obtaining those flourishing and fulfillment moments. And this applies, I I had somebody say to me, I think you believe other people want a lot more meaning and fulfillment out of life than they actually do. And I was thinking about it, and I have worked in tiny rural libraries, and I have worked in academia, and I've worked in professional settings, like corporate settings, and I've worked in the arts. I've worked in lots and lots of different places in lots of different capacities, and everywhere I went, there were people who, if you get to know people well enough, most people have that, what I'd really like to be doing, and their lives are deferred to some point in the future, where they've done whatever it is they're currently doing to such an extent that maybe they've earned the right to do what they'd really like to be doing. And so my very earliest product that I ever made was something called like Take Me to Lunch or something, where what I did was say, hey, this is how you use your lunch breaks to start going in the direction of your meeting. And so if I look back at what I've built over the last, that was 10 years ago or so, I've consistently been beating the drum of go towards what fulfills you, go towards your fulfillment, go towards your fulfillment. And particularly, I think that even if you work in sustainability and regeneration and you're so scared for the future of the world, go directly towards your fulfillment. Because if we all do that, we don't have to put layer upon layer upon layer before we get there. And when our deepest needs are met, our superficial needs recede. So that's my one big message for today. When your deepest needs are met, your superficial needs recede. And from a sustainability and regenerative perspective, reducing our superficial needs and meeting our deep ones is a key part of the solution.